Doug.
And I'm Cathy.
This is Maggie Mae. Join us as we follow the moon. Today, we are in Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Yes, we are.
It's a little bit of a cool morning out here. And we're going to have you come along with us and explore Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. We figured what better way to get our morning started than with breakfast.
That's right.
So come along and join us. And we start off this morning at the Pancake Pantry. The Pancake Pantry has been a staple of Gatlinburg for years and years. I remember going there when I was a little kid. And it's right there on Parkway, right in the middle of town. The menu is outside, and there's always a line. But the line moved along pretty quickly.
It did.
I think we waited maybe 20 minutes or so to get in. From clear around the corner. When you go inside, it looks like it always has. It's like going back home, kind of.
Just my family wasn't quite that big.
Well, mine certainly wasn't. But it's a beautiful place, and the people that were seated beside us had this breakfast that looked so good. We asked them what it was. It was called a Morning Star. And so that's what we got. It was hash browns with cheese and peppers and onions and ham. And that big dollop of butter back there on those pancakes comes out of that bowl. They're famous for it.
I think they went through a couple of those bowls just while we were there.
Next door is the Ole Smoky Candy Kitchen. And you can stand there at the window, watch them pulling taffy, watch the machine rolling it and wrapping it and cutting it. As you go inside, you can see more of the candy making, like where they do their own peanut brittle and cashew brittle. And it smells so good.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Cathy's favorite is the turtle. Well, they're not turtle there, they're bears. So you have black bears for the dark chocolate, brown bears for the milk chocolate, and polar bears for the white chocolate.
Polar bears, yes.
Were they good?
The black bears were really good.
Now, both of these are located at the Village. And the Village is a little, I guess, shopping area, you'd call it, that goes back in where the storefronts are. And there's a coffee house back there. There's an art shop in there. There's all kinds of things back there, and it's just a beautiful, peaceful little area.
It's quaint, and I love the walkway. There's no driving in there.
Right there in front of us is a new store we hadn't seen before called Bonediggity Barkery and Gifts. And we walked in there to look around, and Maggie's got a new smoky teal ride to match the motorhome now.
They don't take trade-ins.
No, but it's really a cute store, and she loves her new wheels.
She sure does.
Now, if you notice the pumpkin people, they've got Gatlinburg decorated so cute, and we found one that actually looked like Maggie.
Yeah. What a sweet face.
Now, this was a new spot for us. This was Elkmont Winery right downtown. And their biggest seller is called Peach Cobbler. And I have it on very good authority that it's really tasty.
It is very tasty.
Right across the street from it is the original Ole Smoky Moonshine. Now, there's a couple of those in town, but this one is called the Holler, because it comes back in. They've got live music and rocking chairs out there, and they have tastings. The tastings are $5. They give you a $5 off coupon if you purchase anything afterwards, so it's like a free tasting that way. And many different standard flavors and seasonal flavors to pick from. Something for really any taste.
That's right.
And they run specials that if you buy 6 jars, you get a nice little carrying bag. Now this is one of those smells that you always remember with Gatlinburg, and that's Fannie Farkles. It's an arcade, but they have food service up front. And coming up here on this window, they always have on the grill Italian sausage with peppers and onions. You can smell it all up and down the strip. And there they are.
It's hard to not stop.
Now this is one we did stop at. It's called Parton's Deli. And this one is kind of a locals find. It's clear at the north edge of the Parkway. Most of the time when you're walking along in Gatlinburg, you don't quite make it up this far with your walk. This is one of the places. It's called a hidden treasure since 1974. It is a little country sandwich shop. They slice the tomatoes up with the knife for each sandwich individually as they make them. And they are amazing.
Yes, it was really good.
And homemade potato salad was really good too. Next up, this is a new addition to downtown Gatlinburg called the Crazy Mason. And the Crazy Mason specializes in their shakes. Now we actually did a sundae because we weren't as hungry as what the shakes require, and you'll see there they do a mason jar. It's all decorated in candies and things. You'll see split happens where it all pecan. Sweet cheeses is their cheesecake one. It actually has a slice of cheesecake on the top. Take a look at some of these. That one's Reese's Pieces. They're beautiful. They're work of art, and they're huge.
And I think you get to keep the jar.
You do. They've got a little cleanup station in there where you can actually wash out the jar and dry it off and take it home with you. Little plastic bags to put them in. And we didn't go that route. We just got the sundae, and this was a chocolate lover sundae. It was chocolate ice cream, chocolate mousse, and a chocolate brownie on it. So I'm following it out. Now, in all fairness, we split it.
It was delicious.
Now, the SkyLift has been a staple of Gatlinburg since 1954. And this was kind of a unique experience for us. The first time I've ever done this. We have a front pack that we carry Maggie in when we hike, and they allowed her to go up the SkyLift. And I think she felt like she was flying. She really seemed like she enjoyed it. This whole area was devastated by the fires that hit Gatlinburg back in 2016, and it has bounced back stronger than ever. The SkyLift attraction used to just come up to the top of the mountain. They had a small gift shop up there, and that was the extent of it. You could stand there and see the view. But now they've added the SkyBridge, and the SkyBridge is a suspension bridge that's very unique in how it's made. But the suspension bridge looks down on the city. You walk over to the far side, and then you can walk back. But the middle of the SkyBridge is glass. And you can look down and see the fall colors and how high up you are.
Yeah. I was so glad when there was at least wood underneath me.
Yeah, it's just the middle section. Now this shows you where it started in 54, in 2016 before the fire came through, and how little was left after that. They rebuilt their building up there. In 2019 they reopened, and they now have the SkyBridge that wasn't there in the beginning. So, and then the trip down, you've got a beautiful view of downtown Gatlinburg. It's so nice when fans recognize us and holler out to us anytime. We love it. This was a great, probably the best Mexican restaurant I've ever been to. We've seen it before, never went to it, but it was on the second and third floor. You take the escalator up top. Great margaritas. They make their own sour mix. fresh made guacamole. The food was tremendous, but wait till you see the portions. Cathy had the pork fajitas, that's all hers. And I had the 5 enchilada plate, and that platter was enormous. That was for both of us several meals. And there is so much more to do in Gatlinburg. We didn't hit a lot of the attractions because we spent so much time out in the national park, but there are car museums. There's more of these little malls. This is the Reagan Terrace Mall. There's all kinds of shops. There's all kinds of attractions. Arcadia is a large arcade downtown, and it also has the Space Needle. And the Space Needle is great for views daytime or nighttime, and they shoot the fireworks off of that for their New Year's Eve celebration. We've got to go see that sometime.
Yes, yes.
That Ripley's, believe it or not, is incredible too. Well, when we were done in Gatlinburg, we headed back the Parkway north to Pigeon Forge. And the fun of the Parkway going north is you go through the tunnel and you always hear horns honking. It's only a 4 or 5 mile drive, and this connects Gatlinburg on up to Pigeon Forge. Now, Pigeon Forge is probably most famous for Dollywood. And while we didn't make it to Dollywood this time, we did a lot of other really cool things. The Old Mill District is famous for the Old Mill. That's a landmark picture.
Yeah.
And the Old Mill also, besides being a historic mill, it is now also a restaurant. That's one we haven't tried yet, but it's on the list for
That's right.
next time. And in this area just behind the Old Mill is some great shopping complex, and it's also the main terminal for the trolleys in Pigeon Forge. Now, we went back to one store in here that we had been to before, and that's Pigeon River Pottery. And they have some absolutely amazing handmade pottery. They make all of the pottery that you see here. It's all made there and all made on premises.
I love pottery. I have always loved pottery.
And we had a couple pieces come home with us.
Yes, you can carry it.
Now, if you notice a sign up there, it says Potter at Work. They have 4 different potters that are there. At least one of them's there all the time. And we asked this fellow if he'd mind if we filmed him doing one of the pieces. And he's been spinning clay since he was 14 years old. And he's, I believe, native to the area there. And just does an absolutely incredible job. The thing that fascinated me the most is he brings this pottery up tall and skinny, but it actually ends up looking like those pots there behind him. And if you watch, he slows the wheel down, and when it's stopped, he starts it up again slow and takes his hand down inside it, and that's what stretches it out and gives it that shape. Now, I don't know how long it took him to make all of those behind him there. We were there kind of in the middle of an afternoon. But it's absolutely fascinating to watch.
And there you go.
And that whole room behind him is full of pieces ready to be fired and glazed and put out for sale. It's a great spot if you're into pottery. Now, this was a Mexican lunch we had, and we were here very early in the lunch because we were on our way over into the national park. But as you can see, we were there very early in the day. They had just opened. We actually decided to eat outdoors. It was a little bit chilly, but we were getting ready for being out in the outdoors all day. And they've got great beverages, virgin or otherwise. I had carne asada. You had enchiladas with the pork on it. Now the next stop is the Island in Pigeon Forge. And the Island has only been there just a few years. It's one of the newer areas, and it's really brought, as you can see, a lot of traffic to Pigeon Forge. This huge big parking area, it's all free parking, and they run trams on that lot so that if you don't want to walk in, you can take the tram or take it back to your car. And they're known for the Great Smoky Mountain Wheel. Now there's a margarita hotel on the second floor of all those buildings. There's shops on the lower level. There's another Ole Smoky out there with a Yeehaw brewery. And you name it, goodies, gifts.
Lots of shops.
Mellow Mushroom, we had pizza there a couple trips ago.
The Sneaky Squirrel.
And that walkway is actually for the hotel. It bridges the two sides of their rooms together. I always thought if you were going to not be in an RV, that'd be a great place to stay.
That's right.
Now they've got a carousel. This is a brand new attraction called Skyfly. It's very similar to a similar attraction they have at Epcot, like
that's
Soarin'.
Right, yeah.
And then the wheel. This we thought was fascinating. It's a climbing ropes course, and as they say, what goes up must come down, and once you've completed it, that's how you come down. Well, it was our anniversary the night we were at the Island, and so we decided to go to Paul Deen's Family Kitchen.
This was fun.
Yeah, this was the first time for both of us there. And it's all served family style. You pick out 4 sides and either 2, 3, or 4 meats or main courses. And the lower level is the gift shop. And we were very, very lucky while we were there that Paula showed up. Cathy was going to do a cooking video with her, but Paula seemed to be a little reserved there, and then we saw her off talking to her boys, so it didn't work out. But this is the second floor. This is the dining room, and the one whole wall is glassed, and we were seated right up on the glass looking out on the fountain. We had the best seat in the house.
We sure did.
They bring out these cheddar biscuits that are just cheesy and buttery and fantastic. We had catfish, broccoli casserole, green beans, creamed potatoes, southern fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, meatloaf, and they're always coming back asking, what would you like seconds of? And bringing you out more. And
the catfish was the winner that night.
Yeah, the catfish was amazing.
Yes.
So moist, so tender, but there was nothing that wasn't good. It was great. That's definitely on the list to go back to. And the blueberry lemonade and the peach tea were fantastic.
We scrambled through that meal.
Yeah. So after the meal, we went out and took a ride on the Great Smoky Mountain Wheel. And again, this was the first time we'd been up in the wheel. And the lights at night, it is just beautiful. We lucked out. You think you normally go around 3 times in the wheel, and they forgot us the first time around, so I think we went 5 or 6 times around.
Yeah, I think we went full 6 times.
And one thing I wanted to show you here is as we're going up, you're going to see over here kind of left of center a swimming pool. That's the second floor swimming pool for the Margaritaville Hotel. The sights are absolutely amazing from up there. It made for a very nice anniversary.
Yes, it did.
Well guys, we're ending the night on the Great Smoky Mountain Wheel at the island of Pigeon Forge. We are actually almost to the top of it right now. We want to thank you for joining us. We have had a ball. We hope you've enjoyed your time with us here in Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. And if you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, please do. We really do appreciate it. Leave us a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video.
Yes, and thank you for following us as we follow the moon.
Thank you. Thanks for watching today.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel.
And be sure to ring the notification bell so you'll know when new videos come out.
Don't forget to follow us on social media too.